Hi, I'm Victoria Weather Meteorologist Ryan Henning, and I am going here with a forecast for Baltimore, Maryland. We are looking at the view across the Inner Harbor to downtown. It's an attractive city. It's a good angle to be looking at Baltimore from. In the bottom right is the National Aquarium with the waves there on the building on the outside. It's a good venue to go check out if you ever get the opportunity to visit Baltimore. I've been there a couple of times. I usually go when the Minnesota Twins are in town and I see them play the Orioles. Been there twice for that. It's not a bad time if you know where to go. um, so let's take a look and see what's going on in Baltimore right now. We can see these red hues on all the observation points near the coast, so Washington and even Baltimore and on up through Lancaster and Pennsylvania and then down towards Richmond. That indicates fairly low clouds. They're being drawn ashore by a cold front moving into the Appalachians, so there's some low clouds this morning. They will dissipate a little bit. You can see further inland for like Fredericksburg, Hagerstown, and even out towards Washington Dulles. It's cleared out a little bit, and that's going to help temperatures jump up to the low 60s this afternoon. But right now it's 49 degrees, a little bit of haze, and we can see take a look at the satellite and see some of those clouds that are beginning to break apart. It's a little bit thicker here on the Chesapeake Bay area, but we also see this big swatch of clouds heading from Lake Erie down towards Tennessee, and that is going to be a problem. Let's actually take a look at the radar before we look at the models, and we can see by looking at the models that there is definitely some rain coming. So we can see a pretty good solid line of rain from Rochester, New York, down through central Kentucky, down towards the Bowling Green and Nashville area. This is progressing east. Obviously, it's going to arrive in Baltimore this evening after they've had plenty of time to warm up to those temperatures, which should be in the 60s. There's not any lightning north of about the Tennessee-Kentucky border. There is going to be a little bit of thunder, maybe even some severe storms down towards Jackson, Mississippi, but nothing of the sort for Baltimore, where they'll probably see about a quarter to a half an inch of rain. This evening, we can see it kind of breaking apart, according to the NAM. Plenty of heavy rain still up in New England, still those thunderstorms down in the southeast. That's the NAM's outlook. The GFS is similar, though it's not bullseye the New England area quite like NAM is. But we can see it's going to arrive in that 0 to 6Z time frame, which does put it in the evening hours for Baltimore. Should be clearing out by sunrise tomorrow morning. We're going to have a northwest wind and an entirely different outlook on life. Whereas today is going to be in the 60s, tomorrow looks probably like it's going to be in the 40s. And we're going to see this boundary stall offshore and really just kind of hang out there. For a few days, we can continue well past the forecast period and see a few little waves moving through the Great Lakes. Totally robbed of moisture by this stalling system. So what that's going to mean is temperatures are going to stay pretty stable with a persistent northwest breeze into the Baltimore area after the system moves out. So the next couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, in Baltimore, they look pretty uniform. Here's the temperature forecast. So mid-40s both today and tomorrow, cooling as the trough does finally dig in a little bit as that boundary begins to shift a little further to the east. No rain after tonight, though, so that's a little bit of good news. Just some mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-40s. Lows not much cooler than that. The National Weather Service, that's that green line, has them diving down to freezing, and that could happen if it clears out. But with as slow moving as that front is offshore, I'm not sure that that's going to happen. So I'll probably split the difference and say it's probably going to be about the mid-30s in the mornings, especially Thursday morning. Tomorrow morning, it's not going to cool off quite that dramatically, just because the cold front won't have entirely shifted out of town. So that low temperature of about 40 tomorrow morning looks pretty good after a very rainy day today. So that's a look at Baltimore, Maryland. If you ever get a chance to go there, there is a Spanish restaurant. I forget the name of it. It's a tapas restaurant. It's delicious. It's right on the Inner Harbor. There's kind of like a little mini mall there. And also on the ground floor, there's a frozen yogurt area. It's just or gelato. Oh, gelato. And then that Spanish restaurant's on the second floor. So find those two places. Enjoy them. Tell them I sent you. It won't do anything, but I just wanted to always say that. So enjoy the rest of your day. Have a happy Tuesday. I'm Victoria Weather Meteorologist Ryan Henning.